I'm not gonna say anything, but I think everybody saw the game, so they know what happened. It was a lot. It wasn't fair, but we just gotta play the game. I gotta keep playing the game, but it was a lot, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Luka Dončić has always played with passion and a strong desire to win. He shows his emotions clearly, fights for every play, and never backs down, even if that means arguing with the referees. At first, it seemed like normal frustration from a star player wanting fair treatment during the game. But over time, it's become more than that. It feels personal now. Even when he played for the Dallas Mavericks, Luka often clashed with the refs. He wasn't just complaining, he was standing up for fairness, consistency, and respect. One of his best qualities as a leader is how he defends his teammates. He never ignores a bad call, especially if it hurts his team's chances. Luka always speaks up when he thinks something's not right.
O'Neal puts it up off the mark. Tip up, no. Nurkic can't get at the ball. Overtime. Or are they calling a foul?
Yes.
In that moment, Luka didn't hesitate to speak up when a teammate got called for a foul he didn't think was fair. He went to the referee, calm but confident, and explained his point without backing off. But standing up for his teammates wasn't always enough. Sometimes Luka was the one getting hit with game-changing calls. As he became a bigger star, the number of questionable calls against him seemed to grow. Suddenly, important whistles were going against him, often in key moments that could decide the game.
And Murray, shot clock winding down. Oh, call the foul! Oh. And there's going to be a challenge here. Dallas is going to challenge this. This is right from...
In this moment, Luka gets called for a foul at a crucial point in the game. He's clearly frustrated as the referees make a decision that could cost his team the win. You can see him motioning in disbelief, trying to understand how a normal play ended in another call against him. These moments weren't just annoying, they showed the kind of challenges Luka would keep facing as his career went on. And when Luka joined the Lakers, things only got worse. He started getting hit with some of the most confusing calls in the league. Bad fouls? Check. Technicals for no clear reason? Check. And worst of all, refs often ignore it when he gets fouled. At this point, it's not just frustrating, it's a pattern. Most players deal with bad calls once in a while. But for Luka, it's become a constant fight. The NBA has always had controversial calls, especially in big games. The league is built around star players, the ones fans come to see and who define the biggest moments. But for some reason, those rules don't seem to apply to Luka. He doesn't get the same treatment as other superstars. Instead, he's stuck in a cycle of weak fouls called against him, obvious no calls when he gets hit, and technicals for reasons that make no sense. If you think he's just another star complaining, take a closer look. The clips and moments over the years show a clear pattern. Luka is officiated differently and not in a good way. Every player gets fouls, it's part of the game. Some are fair, some questionable, and some so bad they make you wonder if the refs are even watching. For Luka, these kinds of calls happen too often. He gets whistled for light contact that wouldn't even draw a foul in a pickup game at the local gym. And the worst part? These calls usually happen at the most important times. Luka isn't known for playing super physical defense. He doesn't shove or hack opponents. But from the way the refs treat him, you'd think he's playing 90s-style defense in a league where just breathing on someone can earn you a foul. Just watch the play where he gets called for a foul just for being near Kyrie Irving. It says it all. This is a perfect example of bad officiating. Kyrie Irving, one of the best ball handlers ever, is trying to create space, and Luka barely touches him. Still, the ref blows the whistle right away. What is Luka supposed to do? He was just playing solid defense. He didn't reach in, didn't grab, didn't shove, and yet he still gets called for a foul just for being there. It's not just a bad call, it's one that can change the game. When players like Kyrie, Jalen Brunson, or James Harden are allowed to sell contact and trick refs into calling fouls, but Luka doesn't get the same treatment. It's clear the game isn't being called fairly. Then there's the foul on Jalen Brunson, another frustrating call. Brunson is great at drawing contact, and in this play, he initiates it. Luka plays smart, anticipates the move, and still gets called for the foul after Brunson loses the ball. On the flip side, when Luka takes a hit just like that, nothing. No whistle. These calls add up. By the fourth quarter, Luka is often in foul trouble over plays that shouldn't even be called. It's becoming impossible to ignore the pattern. If Luka so much as breathes on an opponent, it's a foul. But when he's the one getting hit, the refs stay silent. Like in that game against the Mavericks, Luka takes a clear hit, no foul called. Then he reacts out of frustration, and he gets a technical. It's not just inconsistent, it's unfair.
Quickly now to the quarterback. Spinning around, Doncic, 1, 2, he's in the lane, and then got bottled up. And he's going to get a technical foul. They tee up Luka.
Well, he turned.
This is where the inconsistency becomes too much. Luka drives to the basket, gets hit by multiple defenders, and there's no whistle. Then, like any player would, he reacts out of frustration. But instead of fixing the missed call, the refs double down and hit him with a technical foul. How does that make any sense? It wasn't just a missed call, it was a missed call that turned into an even worse one. Luka clearly takes contact. No whistle. He shows his frustration. Technical foul. At this point, what is Luka supposed to do? He can't play defense without getting called for soft fouls. He can't drive to the basket without getting hacked and ignored. And now he can't even react without being punished. This isn't just frustrating, it's demoralizing. When a superstar like Luka is officiated this unfairly, it doesn't just hurt him, it hurts the game. Fans don't come to watch refs decide games. They come to see the best players compete on a level playing field. But with how Luka is being treated, you have to wonder, are the refs trying to send him a message? If they are, Luka's not backing down. And if they keep trying to break his spirit with bad calls, they're in for a rude awakening. Just look at this play against the Nets. Luka gets clearly hit, and the refs act like nothing happened. They just move on like it's no big deal. Once again, there's clear contact and no call. Luka drives to the basket, gets hit hard, and falls to the floor. But the refs act like nothing happened. Instead of blowing the whistle, they let the game continue, forcing Luka's teammates to scramble back on defense. Meanwhile, Luka stays down for a few seconds, visibly frustrated, just trying to make sense of it all. Because what else can he do? He gets up slowly, shaking his head, trying to stay calm. But the frustration isn't just about this play. It's about all the times it's happened before. If it were Jason Tatum, James Harden, or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, they'd already be at the free throw line. The problem isn't just the bad calls, it's the inconsistency. If Luka gets whistled for barely touching someone on defense but then doesn't get a call when he takes a clear hit on offense, how is he supposed to adjust? How can anyone play their game when the rules change from play to play? These moments aren't just frustrating, they change the outcome of games. And at this point, you have to ask, is Luka being officiated fairly, or is something else going on? Just look at this. Luka gets called for one of the softest offensive fouls you'll ever see.